Universal Windows platform gives Xbox just a little more resources. Crossplay between PS4 and Xbox One is real? Question mark. And the Xbox One gets a little smarter. We'll get into it in the breakdown. What's going on, people? It's your boy DaRealMastalin and welcome to your daily dose. And as always, before we get started, 3 things real quick. You know how this goes. First one, unpack that like button. Subscribe here for more. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a video. Now let's break it down. Microsoft has unveiled that games created on the Universal Windows platform will have access to a little more of the Xbox One's raw power, and that's every Xbox One. So that's Xbox One, the base one, Xbox One S, and of course the Xbox One X coming up. And basically what it does is the Xbox is segmented into partitions, mostly 3 or so partitions, and how they work is each individual section handles parts of the programs running. So games has its own separate partition, apps has its own separate partition, there's like a system partition in there too. But what'll happen is each individual process, in order to make sure that the games are getting whatever they needed to run, has its partitioned off software. And what the Universal Windows expansion does in the fall update is it expands not only how much of each it can be used and utilized directly for the games, but how much each integral process is doing on a day-to-day basis, more or less. So the RAM, right now they can access about 1 gig. That jumps up to 5 gigs. The GPU, it has 50% access to DirectX 11, and when the Universal Windows platform rolls over, it'll have full access to DirectX 12, so it doubles that. RAM is 5 times as much, and right now they're using shared cores, because if you remember back when the Xbox One first came out, there was a lot of partition space, and over time the Xbox started to be able to, turn off certain properties in order for developers to use that allocation for game space. So before it was 4 shared cores, now it's 6 exclusive cores, and it's all dedicated to games. So any games built on this platform, the Universal Windows platform, which is a lot of games going forward, especially the ones that are built with the baseline of DirectX 12, so Star Wars Battlefront, Shadow of War, Wolfenstein and New Colossus, they're built on the DirectX 12 base. A lot of these will have Windows or Universal Windows platform implementations, and this will help all of these games run better, have better loading times, and just streamline processes from the GPU to the CPU and the communications between them. With the DirectX 12 chip built into the Xbox One X, a lot of these low-level API accesses will be more or less one-to-one, as opposed to going through a middleman and then coming back and getting allocated to the system that it's needed. So it is a much improved system, and that's supposed to come with the fall creators update, which is basically when they integrate all Windows 10 systems into one umbrella, which is coming in about 3 weeks or so. Next up, we got cross-platform play between PS4 and Xbox One in Fortnite's new Battle Royale mode. And I'm pretty sure that this is not supposed to be a thing, but I think that Fortnite basically had it enabled and they didn't know that it was enabled. So in order to increase their player pool, they subtly put stuff in. And of course, some nondescript person was very adamant about, oh, how did this person kill me? And the reason they noticed is that their gamer tag had a space in it. PS4 doesn't allow you to do that. So the space brought them to, maybe I'm playing against a PC guy. So they looked on PC. Nope. Maybe I'm playing against an Xbox guy. How is that possible when Sony is saying no? And lo and behold, the gamer tag is an Xbox guy. So he got killed by an Xbox guy. And there's also further I guess, quote unquote proof. There was a dad and a son who were playing together, dad on his Xbox One, son on the PS4, and they were playing right next to each other. And again, they found each other in the game. And it's crazy that these things are like such big news because Sony keeps saying no, but it proves that you died from someone and you don't know what console or whether they're on PC, and none of that matters because you get to play with other people. And that is pretty much the basis for games like this, for games like fighting games where the community starts to dwindle over time, for games like Rocket League. This can help them. It can help the gaming community as a whole, because we're already competitive within the gaming community. That's why there's so many teams. There's PC Master Race, the Sony ponies, the Xbox, the whole 9 yards. There's people all across the board on every console, Nintendo drones, and each individual place playing together, playing in a competitive nature and being able to basically settle it with the sticks is what gaming is all about, because there's always going to be competition, but being able to settle it with the sticks is what gaming needs. It provides longevity for so many games and so many developers. It provides them with the means to not only get their game out there, but to keep it out there. And I implore Sony, please let this happen. Please just let it stay and enable it with other games. I know y'all keep saying no because y'all don't want to get exposed for whatever is wrong with your system at any given time, because we all know that PlayStation Network isn't exactly the most reliable thing on the planet. Xbox Live is better. It's not like overtly like crazy so much better, but it is much better than PlayStation when it comes to reliability and overall maintaining itself up. And I know that Sony just doesn't want that to be a maybe. They don't want that to be why people are saying that they're losing. So I don't know, Sony, get it together, move with the times, or get the hell out the way. And last up, we got Xbox Intelligent Design, Intelligent Delivery. And what that is the Xbox One and Xbox One X will download each individual part of a game in separate sections, so you can delete the parts you don't want, basically to have full games installed, but only the parts you play. So say you have a single player component and a multiplayer component, it can download those in 2 separate files, and you can delete one once you beat the single player. No, you're not gonna play it again. You can delete that, have the multiplayer. It'll save you hard drive space, but you'll still get to play the full game and have no interruptions. You can not download the 4K assets if you don't want them. You cannot download the other languages because you only speak English, or you only speak Russian, or you only speak Spanish, and that way you can save up that hard drive space. So instead of one big file, it's gonna download them as individual separate files, or you can choose to download them as a whole file, but you will still have the ability to delete them. And this is one of those things where it's across multiple devices already, but on a console this is going to be huge, especially considering from the beginning of this generation we have been saying that the consoles have very small hard drives and that they need to be expanded. So this is one of those things that will push consoles forward, and Sony needs to get on it, because again, like I said, it's on other platforms, but as Microsoft has set it up, it's one of those things where it's a game changer for how consoles work, because consoles are such a convoluted and constrained thing, and it's all in one little box. So being able to change and decide what you do want, what you don't want, will save hard drive space in the long run. It'll help those people who have data caps. So now you have to download every game regardless, just because permissions, even the physical ones, and that's on Sony and Microsoft combined. The installs are basically them going and getting extracted files from the disk and then getting permissions from the internet for a lot of these cases. So like I said, it's one of those things where it'll provide a much more streamlined system going forward that'll help in the long run. And it's one of those things that it just needed to happen a long time ago, but I'm glad that Microsoft is on it now, and I hope that Sony gets a similar system in place, because it's already a pain to download something on the PlayStation. I got a gigabyte internet down and up, and for some reason the PlayStation 4 is slow to download. Like, it doesn't matter how much open space I've given it, how much I've port forwarded it, there's a constraint in how much it can download, and Sony refuses to unlock it. But this will help with a lot of those issues and getting stuff downloaded quicker. I hope that it happens soon, but we'll see. That's all the news I got for today. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and welcome back to your breakdown. You know, it's good to be back. It's good to do this for y'all. I have some things in the works. I'm gonna be on vacation for a couple weeks coming up, so that's what last week was. Couple real life things and me more so prepping for vacation so that y'all can still get content while I'm gone. But if you got any questions or comments, drop them down in the comment section below, or hit your boy up on Twitter at DaRealMastalin. Swing by my stream, mixer.com/DaRealMastalin. I'm also probably gonna start simul streaming to YouTube and Twitch, so you can catch me wherever you want, but I'll keep y'all informed on my Twitter, so follow me there. As always, it's been your boy Mastalin, always giving you the real. I love y'all like some play cousins, and I'm out.